Hi, Tay. So go to Kahoot, Kahoot.it, and type in the game pin 1608126. Alright, anyone viewing, go ahead and go to Kahoot.it and type in the game pin 1608126. And that will get you into our game. Vicky, you got this. You got this. You'll get there. Look at your most recent score sheet. See the areas where you missed the most points. Go back and put focus on those areas. Reschedule that test and get in there and get it done. You got this. Like I said, go to Kahoot, Kahoot.it, and type in that game pin 1608126. Tally, we'll just give it another minute to see if someone else jumps into the game with you. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start. You'll be the only one for now. If someone else jumps in with you, that's great. It's gonna be all lines of vocab, both life and health, and wait, lines. That's not right. I'll fix that. We'll do this one. No. Working out the bugs. Cancel that. That's a different game pin now. So Kahoot.it. The new game pin is 2506648. And it's all lines vocab. All lines vocab. So it works for PNC and life and health. And adjuster. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. All right, so an answer on an insurance application that is guaranteed to be true. Once you're logged in, you touch the answer or click on the answer you feel is the correct answer, and that's how it selects. All right, warranty. All 5 of you got it. Great. An answer that you guarantee 100%, you know for sure, certain, is true is warranty. Nice job. All right, so our top 3. Tally in number 1. Help me pass. 2nd place. Giselle in 3rd. Avoiding risk. What is an example of avoiding risk? An example of avoiding risk is never driving a car. Avoiding the risk is the least likely way to handle risk, although it is a way to handle risk. Buying an insurance policy is an example of transferring risk, and going to the gym every morning to stay healthy is an example of reducing risk. You are reducing the risk of getting sick. And if you're finding this helpful at any point, we would love for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click like on the video. That'd be awesome. That helps make sure you get our content as soon as we post new content, and it helps us as well, so it helps everyone in the long run. And I didn't introduce myself. My name's Steve. I'm one of the instructors here on Melissa's team. Oh, Teal jumped up to 1st place. Giselle jumped up to 2nd. Tally in 3rd. Scores all relatively close. It's anyone's game. Premium plus promise to pay. We are going to... There's 54 questions on this Kahoot. But you can jump off at any time or jump in at any time. It doesn't matter. But this particular Kahoot has 54 questions. All right, premium plus promise to pay is consideration. Consideration. Ooh, Tally jumping up to number 1 on that one. Teal in 2nd place, Giselle in 3rd. When an insured withholds material information from the insurer. When an insured withholds material information from the insurer, that is concealment. Concealment. Aleatory is the opportunity for an uneven exchange within insurance. Changing leaderboard again. Teal at 1st place. Help me pass in 2nd. Tally in 3rd. Foreign insurer. A foreign insurer is an insurance company that is incorporated outside of the U.S. that still does business in the U.S. That is what a foreign insurer is. Help me pass, jumping into 1st place. Exposure. What is the definition of exposure? exposure is the unit of measure that determines rate. So 2 of you had said that it was the greater number of a similar risk, loss becomes more predictable. That is the law of large numbers. And then 1 of you said when insurance companies insure other insurance companies, that is reinsurance. Yazel jumping up to 3rd. Certificate of authority. Certificate of authority is the license that's issued by a state's insurance department that permits an insurance company to do business in that state. Now, if you're just joining us and want to join in the game, if you go to Kahoot, Kahoot.it, and then type in that game pin at the bottom of the screen, 250-6648, you can join in the game with us. Help me pass, still at number 1. Tally in number 2nd. And Teal in number 3, third spot. Transferring risk. Transferring risk, that's buying an insurance policy. The most common way to handle risk is to transfer risk. Buying an insurance policy. Teal and Yazel jumping up spots. Domestic insurer. Insurer is an insurance company that's incorporated in the state that it's doing business. So they're incorporated, like I live in Pennsylvania, an insurance company that's incorporated in Pennsylvania and doing business in Pennsylvania is domestic. Now, an insurance company can be domestic and foreign. So they can, like, say an insurance company is incorporated here in Pennsylvania, but they're doing business in Ohio. While they're doing business in Ohio, they're considered foreign because they're doing business in a state that they are not incorporated in. But if they're doing business in the state that they are incorporated in, they're domestic. Alien is when they're incorporated outside of the U.S., but doing business in the U.S. That's alien. Captive insurance agent. Captive insurance agent is an insurance agent that can only sell insurance products for one company. So Farmers is a captive insurance company. Farmers agents can only sell Farmers products. Oh, Teal, you have 3 in a row correct. Nice job, and you just jumped up to first place. Help me pass is in second. Yazelle in third. Insurance company without a certificate of authority. An insurance company without a certificate of authority is considered a non-admitted insurer. Non-admitted. If they had the certificate of authority, they would be considered admitted. Help me pass, jumping into first place. Teal still with 4 in a row correct. Nice job. Holding out second place. Yazelle in third. Implied authority. Authority, for the two of you that answered, you both got it right. Authority that is not written but necessary to do the job. So it's not written in your contract with the company that you can answer phones. You just do. That's part of the job that you can do. It's implied that you're allowed to answer phones and take phone calls for the agency. It's just part of those daily tasks. Organization that provides insurance and other benefits to its members only. So that is a fraternal benefit society. Fraternal benefit society. Mutual insurance companies, that's an insurance company. Stock company, that's an insurance company. But an organization that is a group that provides insurance and other benefits to its members only is a fraternal benefit society. So think like a fraternity or sorority on college campus. They are a group that's together for other reasons than insurance, but a benefit you can get is getting their insurance. Same with like if you join the Owls Club or the SOI or the Saxons Club or whatever social benefit club or ethnic club in your area. You can, one of the benefits to joining those clubs are you can enter into a group insurance policy with that organization. But you can't go to the Owls Club and say, "Hey, I want to buy your insurance," unless you're a member of that club. This is for both P&C and life and health. It falls under the general insurance. Some of these vocab words may not be tested in your state. You'll have to look at your state exam outline to be sure for your exam in your state. More than likely, these vocab words will show up, and they could show up on both lines, life and health and P&C. Teal jumping into first place. Speculative risk. And if you're just joining us and want to play along, go to Kahoot, Kahoot.it, and type in that game pin 250-6648, and you can play along. Jump in or out of the game at any time. We just did question 14. We have 54 questions. So jump in and have fun. Speculative risk is the type of risk that has a chance of loss with a possibility of gain. So the most common example of that is gambling. You could lose all your money at the casino, or you could hit big and win. So because of that possibility of winning, there's not an insurance company that will ever insure that risk. Speculative risk is not insurable. I like to say that speculative risk could be spectacular because of that chance of a win. So it is not insurable. Filoni, you've been watching my videos. You're welcome. Have a test come out, California PNC. Any recommendations? I would get gold. If you don't have gold yet, get gold. Go through the gold videos. If you go with gold plus live or platinum, you get the chance to enter into our live classes. We have different classes each week. I run games just like this that are more geared specifically to PNC or life and health. Each week, I teach a study skills class each week. Peter and Melissa teach the more content specific classes at this point. And yeah, those gold videos are going to be leaps and bounds to boost that confidence for you. And look at your state exam content outline. Alien insurer. Yes, Izzo, we do have classes in life and health. There is also a life and health gold package and platinum package. An insurance company that's incorporated outside of the U.S. but doing business in the U.S. is an alien insurer. Nice job. If they're incorporated outside of the state they're doing business in, but still incorporated in a state of the U.S., that is foreign. Help Me Pass in number 1, Teal in number 2, Yazelle in third. So, offer plus acceptance is known as agreement. Offer plus acceptance. When an applicant submits an offer by submitting an application and the insurance company accepts it, that is called agreement. Into the chat, I just put a link. It's insuranceexamqueen.com/gold-platinum. Check out that link to see the different tiers of gold and those compared to what platinum is. So each tier you go up, hold all the benefits from the tiers lower than it. You just get more and more resources the higher tiers you go. And the gold plus live and platinum are the two that include live classes. Just like this. Loss. What is loss? Loss is the destruction, reduction, or disappearance of value. If you're just joining us and want to join in and play the game, go to Kahoot, Kahoot.it, and type in the game pin 250-6648. My name's Steve. I'm one of the instructors here on Melissa's team at the Insurance Exam Queen. Super happy you're here. We run classes just like this weekly, game nights just like this. We also run topic-specific classes throughout the week. Melissa and Peter and myself are all teaching classes and hosting games. Go to the website I have put in the comments to look at our different tiers of classes and courses you can get. The Gold Plus Live and Platinum are the two that will hold the live classes. Moral hazard. Not every single day. They're sporadic. When you do the gold package, you can watch the videos every single day. They're in your package. But the live classes are held different times throughout the week. Moral hazard is a hazard arising out of intentional dishonesty. So lying on purpose. Risk. What is the definition of risk? Risk is the uncertainty of loss. The uncertainty of loss. Help Me Pass, still at number 1. Teal at number 2nd place. Yazelle in 3rd. And Teal has 12 in a row correct. Great job. Reinsurance. So reinsurance is when insurance companies insure other insurance companies. The law of large numbers. This is for both life and health and PNC. So these are general insurance definitions that you need to know that cross over to both. Some of these definitions may or may not show up on your state exactly. They show up on most states under general insurance. To be sure, we always recommend that you pull up your state exam content outline for the exam you're taking, and that breaks it down and shows you exactly what you need to know for your state. But more than likely, these definitions will show up for you. If you want to join into the game, go to Kahoot.it and type in that game pin 250-6648. Sharing risk. What is an example of sharing risk? No. Ah, that that's good that you checked your exam outline. These definitions are on there. Like I said, they work for most states, and I don't sound like Melissa. Well, that's because I'm not Melissa. My name's Steve. I'm one of the instructors here on her team that you'll see in the live classes, and I'm the instructor with Melissa inside of the chat group when you sign up for Platinum and you get an instructor in your pocket. I'm the person that's in there answering questions with Melissa. So if you go with Platinum, you have access to Melissa and I at all times. So sharing risk is pulling money with friends every month in case one of you need it. You'd pull money from that bucket. So that's sharing risk. Two of you said buying an insurance policy. That is an example of transferring risk. You're taking the risk of loss off of yourself and putting it onto the insurance company. Buying insurance is transferring risk. Indemnity. Indemnity is restoring an insured back to their previous financial situation before the loss. And when insurance companies insure other insurance companies, that is known as reinsurance. Two of you had said that one. That's reinsurance. Our leaderboard still looks like Help Me Pass is in first place. Teal in second place with 3 answers in a row correct. And Yazelle in third. Insurance. What is the definition of insurance? Insurance is the transfer of risk. Nice job. All 6 of you got that real quick. The other way you may see this definition on one of your exams is insurance is the transfer of the risk of loss. So not the transfer of loss, but the transfer of the risk of loss. Sometimes they like to word it that way to trip you up, and one of those words might be a blank. So insurance is the blank of the risk of loss, and they would be looking for transfer. Insurance is the transfer of the blank of loss, risk. Insurance is the transfer of the risk of loss, and fill in the blank there. Or it could simply just be this. The most common way you see it, insurance is the transfer of risk, period. But just be ready to see it either of those ways. All the points went up. No change in leaderboard spots. Help Me Pass has 3 in a row correct. Back in the game. Unilateral. So unilateral is when only one party makes a legally enforced promise. So when you enter into an insurance contract, it is a unilateral contract. Only the insurer is the one that's legally bound to the policy. You as the insured, as the customer, can stop paying your premiums, the policy cancels, and you walk away like it never happened. But if you keep that policy in force and you're paying your premiums each month, the insurance company is legally bound to pay on those covered claims. Legally bound. But it's the the insurer that is the one that's legally bound to the policy. Unilateral. Teal jumping up to first place. Second place, help me pass. Yazelle in third. Teal has highest personal answer streak of 5. Nice job. Pure risk. What is an example of pure risk? Definition. Desiree, if you want to jump into the game, thanks for asking. I haven't said this in a while. So my name's Steve. I'm one of the instructors here on Melissa's team. If you want to join in and play along and answer live with everybody, go to the website Kahoot, Kahoot.it, and type in the game pin 250-6648. And that's at the bottom of your screen. It's Kahoot, Kahoot.it. And then the game pin is 250-6648. And if you find this game helpful and this video helpful, we would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to our videos. That way you always get our most up-to-date content when we upload videos. And also click like on the video as well. That helps put us high in your algorithm so you see all of our content when we upload it. And it helps us too. So everybody wins. Morale hazard. What is a morale hazard? Is a hazard that arises out of carelessness. Now, on your exams, you will see them ask about a moral hazard and a morale hazard. They are spelled the same, minus morale having this E at the end. Morale has an E at the end. I want you to see that E and think about teens. Teens for the letter E. Now, why do I want you to think about teens? Because teens have a very well-known stereotype of being careless. So when you see this E for morale, I want you to think about those careless teens. So you will always associate this morale with careless teens. If there's no E, that's moral. And moral, when you have poor morals, you lie on purpose. So the hazard that arises out of lying on purpose, intentional dishonesty, is moral, and morale with that E for careless teens. Awesome. Thanks for subscribing, Holy Word. Holly. Desiree. Just entered the game. Awesome, Desiree. So, yes, click like on the video, subscribe. You'll always get our most up-to-date content. And let me put this back in here. So this website that I just put into the comments, that'll show you the differences between all of our tiers of gold and the platinum. Each tier you go up, you get all the benefits from the packages below it, but you just get more and more resources the higher you go. Gold alone is great. We have a 90% first time pass rate with gold, 90% second time pass rate for those that had to take it again. But as you go higher in those gold tiers up to platinum, you just get more and more resources on top of those gold core videos. And the gold plus live and platinum are the two that include live classes. Not only the videos, but live classes that are taught by Melissa, Peter, and myself. And I host weekly game nights just like this within Gold Plus Live and Platinum that are geared specifically towards PNC or life and health. Made by the insurer when an applicant submits an application for insurance. By the insurer, which means the insurance company, when an applicant, the customer, submits an application for insurance, that is acceptance. The insurer accepts the offer or accepts the application that the insured submitted. How you're going to not get tripped up on insurer or insured, they're spelled the same as well. INSURED or ER. Insurer. I want you to see this wording in your mind. Capitalize that ER. And think about you go to the ER for medical help when you're in a medical emergency. You go to the insurer when you have an insurance emergency. So you go to the ER for medical help. You go to the insurer for insurance help. The insured is protected. So the insured is the customer because they are the one that is protected. So see that ER and that ED is capitalized in your brain. And say it to yourself in your head as insurer or insured as you read it in your head. Teal jumping up to number 1. Help me pass to number 2. Yazel in number 3. Nice job, everybody. The insurer's side of consideration is promise to pay. The insured pays premium. The customer pays their premium. The insurer, the insurance company, promises to pay on covered claims. So those are the two parts of consideration. Premium plus promise to pay. Those are the two parts of value that each party bring to the table with consideration. An applicant gives false or misleading, intentional or not intentional, answers on an application. So misrepresentation. When you give an answer that's false on an application, that is misrepresentation. If you are intentionally trying to mislead the insurance company for financial gain and intentionally give wrong answers, that is fraud. But what this question was intended, like I said, we just need to change the wording a little bit. Misrepresentation. So great job, everybody. Tally jumping up to third. Tendency for higher risk individuals to seek out or maintain more insurance than those of a lower risk. So that is adverse selection. Adverse selection. When someone is of higher risk, they tend to maintain or at least try to buy more insurance. That is adverse selection. Law of large numbers sounds a little similar, so don't get tripped up. The law of large numbers says when you have a larger number to examine of a particular risk, so someone that's a private pilot, they look at all the dangers and all the claims that someone that is a private pilot has had. They can understand the riskiness of the person that's a private pilot more than just if it's a new hobby, like professional pickleball player. It's still fairly coming up as fairly new, where it's like becoming all the rage, so they're not sure of that risk. But a private pilot, there's so much data on. The law of large numbers helps the insurance company figure out that risk. That's what law of large numbers is. Insurable interest is when you have blood, money, anything, any financial tie to the well-being or continuance of someone that you have blood or business with. Help me pass, jumping into first with 3 in a row correct. Teal and Tally. Polks jumped up to fourth. Retaining risk. If you are just joining us and want to play along, go to Kahoot, Kahoot.it. You can type in the game pin 250-6648. That's 250-6648. For the game pin, the website's Kahoot, Kahoot.it. And you can join in our game live and play along and answer the questions. And my name is Steve. I'm one of the instructors here on Melissa's team. Thanks for joining in with us. So retaining risk, an example of that is paying your deductibles. So instead of telling the insurance company, hey, if I hit a deer driving my car, instead of paying for all the damages to my car, I'll pay $150 for that comprehensive claim for hitting a deer. And after I pay my $150, then you can pay. You're retaining some of that risk by saying, hey, I'll pay a deductible before you pay. So that is retaining, paying deductibles. Buying an insurance policy is an example of transferring risk. Going to the gym every morning to stay healthy is an example of reducing risk. You're reducing the chance of getting sick. Nice. We have 3 participants in a row. All just had their third answer streak. Nice job. Peril. What is an example of the definition of peril? All 4 of you got that answered. That is the direct cause of loss. So the fire that burns down the house is the peril. The faulty wiring that caused the fire is the hazard. Your heart attack is the peril that put you in the hospital or killed you. The high blood pressure is the hazard that caused the heart attack. Faulty wiring is the hazard that caused the peril, the fire. But the peril is the actual direct cause of loss. Polk's jumping up to third. Teal in second. Help me pass in third. The 5 ways to handle risk. Team, go to Kahoot.it and type in the game pin 2506648 to join in our game with us. So the 5 ways to handle risk are share, transfer, avoid, reduce, retain. Share, transfer, avoid, reduce, retain. And the way to help you remember this is to tell yourself you are a star at handling risk, STARR. You are a star at handling risk. And be ready for questions like this, where yes, each of our answers are STARR. And they like to trip you up by putting some funky words, but each of them are an S, a T, an A, an R, and an R. Just look at the ones that are similar to each other. And any outliers, you can either immediately throw out the ones that are really extreme outliers, but look for the similarities, and then go with reducing the ones out that you feel aren't close enough, and then you'll narrow down your answer to the right one in cases like this. Peter, actually on YouTube, we actually have a class where Peter breaks down test taking tips on the insurance exam and the ways to handle tricky test questions, and he still teaches that as a live class. So if you join Gold Plus Live or Platinum, you'll be able to find when he teaches that class in a month and join in on it live with Peter directly. So, a hazard is the factor that increases the chance of loss. The factor that increases the chance of loss. So, a factor that was the direct cause of loss, that yes, the heart attack is, or the high blood pressure is what caused your heart attack and made you have the heart attack. The heart attack was the peril. The high blood pressure was the hazard in that case. The faulty wiring was the hazard that caused the peril to happen. But hazards don't absolutely cause the peril. So it just increases. You could have knob and tube wiring in your house and never have a house fire. But knob and tube wiring increases the risk of a heart attack or of a house fire. Having high blood pressure increases that risk. It doesn't necessarily absolutely mean it will happen. Made by the applicant when submitting an application for insurance. Made by the applicant when submitting an application for insurance is offer. The applicant is offering to take out an insurance policy when they submit that application. The insurance company puts it through underwriting and chooses to accept it or not. When offer and acceptance are made, that is when agreement happens. The two parts of agreement are offer and acceptance. Help me pass, first place. Teal, second place, 5 in a row, correct. Nice job. Pokes, third place. Individual that can enter into a legal contract. That can enter into a legal contract is the competent party. Adverse party, material party, and aleatoric party are not a thing. Those are insurance words, but not paired with party. So competent party is what you're looking for. Aleatory. Aleatory, aleatory. Aleatory, aleatory. Is the opportunity within insurance to have an uneven exchange. Uneven exchange. You pay a $25 a month premium for life insurance and have a $250,000 death benefit payout. $25, $250,000. You pay $100 a month for your car insurance, total your car, and have a $25,000 car bought for you because you totaled your car. $100, $25,000. So the uneven exchange. You could pay $100 a month for your car insurance and never have an accident from the day you turn 16 till the day your family says, you know what, Grandpa, you're too old to drive the car. You don't know what you're doing anymore. And never have had an accident your entire life driving. You paid your premium every month, but never had to pay on that claim. So that was an uneven exchange on your side. It works both ways. More often than not, though, it's more on the insured side or the insurance side, where you pay little premium and they have big payouts. But that's aleatory. Legal purpose that stops a party from reclaiming rights they had previously waived. So, a legal purpose that stops a party from reclaiming rights they previously waived is estoppel. Consideration is the term that means both parties must bring something of value, premium and promise to pay. Aleatory is what we just talked about. It's that opportunity for an uneven exchange. But a legal purpose that stops someone from reclaiming something they previously waived is estoppel. The way I like to remember this is if someone waives a right away, and then later on they try to take that back and get those rights back after something has happened, you're going to say, stop. You already said you don't need that. Or you already, if the insurance company says, don't worry about paying extra for that, we'll just put your teenage son on the policy. Don't worry about it. And then you end up having a claim with your teenage kid, and they say, oh, well, your teenage kid's not on the policy. You never told us that, or you never started paying for them. You're going to say, whoa, wait a minute, stop, that's not what you said before. Estoppel. That's the fun way that I like to remember that. Money that the insured pays the insurer for the insurance policy. So Holly, this, I believe we're just going to keep this up on the YouTube channel. So you'll be able to go back and watch this. Premium, nice job. Medicare. Medicare is the federal health insurance program for those 65 and older and on disability. Medicare. Nice job. All 60, you got it. So you can also do our Kahoots. There's a number of Kahoots that we have that are public. If you go to Kahoot.com, make a free Kahoot account. They're going to try to pitch you on the paid version of Kahoot. You don't need that to just play along with Kahoots that were already made. In the search bar on Kahoot's website, type insurance exam queen, but don't put spaces in between the words. Just all one conjumbled word, insurance exam queen. Hit search, and you'll find all of our public Kahoots. One of my Vocab Kahoots, just like this one, is one of those that you can play. And you don't need someone to facilitate it. Once you click on the one that you want to play, it'll ask you if you want to run it as flashcards. I don't recommend that for most, because if it's an accept question, it doesn't work well as a flashcard. So you can either do it under classic mode, like we're doing now, or you can do it under learn mode, and it's just a quiz without all the flashy points and making you play along with computer players. But you do that by going to Kahoot.com and making a free account and searching Insurance Exam Queen without any spaces. Or you can do Gold Plus Live or Platinum and play on PNC Game Day or Game Night or Life and Health Game Day or Game Night. Join live PNC and Life and Health classes in addition to watching all the gold videos that are in your course. Mutual company. What's the definition of a mutual company? So, a mutual company is a company that pays dividends to its policyholders. To its policyholders. So you have mutual companies and stock companies. Stock companies pay dividends to the shareholders. Mutual companies pay dividends to the policyholders. In a mutual company like State Farm, when you buy a State Farm policy or a policy from a mutual company, you become a part owner in that company from buying that policy. And when that company is profitable at the end of the year, they pay out dividends back to the policyholders. Dividends are not guaranteed. They do pay out when the company is profitable at the end of the year, but because of that, if they are not guaranteed. Pokes has 7 in a row correct. Nice job. Help Me Pass still in first, Teal in second, and Pokes in third. An agent acts on behalf of the principal insurer with authority to make legal obligation between the insurer and the insured. So Danae, if you want to play along, what you do is you go to kahoot.it and type in the game pin 250-6648. And then you can select the answer live with everybody else that you believe is the correct answer. So this is the law of agency. The law of agency. When a company is given the legal authority to make a legal obligation between the insurer and the insured. But I can see why you would say admitted insurer as well, because they are admitted when they're when a company is admitted, they can do business with that. When an agent is admitted with a company, they have the legal right to sell policies for them. But when in talking about the principal insurer with the company allowing them to write policies for the company and make them legally bound, that specifically, that wording is the law of agency. Stock company. Stock company is an insurance company that pays dividends to its shareholders. There is not an insurance company that pays dividends to both the shareholders and the policyholders. It's one or the other. Help Me Pass in number 1, Teal and Pokes. Top 3. About 10 questions left. Insurance company with a certificate of authority. Right, all 5 of you got it. Great job. Admitted insurer. All the points went up. Jen has an answer of 3 in a row. Nice job, Jen. 46 out of 54. Reducing risk. That's going to the gym every morning to stay healthy, to reduce getting sick and having other medical issues. But one of you said buying an insurance policy. That is an example of transferring risk, and paying deductibles is an example of retaining risk. Just the points went up. Spots stayed the same. Help Me Pass is back in the game with a streak of 3 in a row, correct? Nice job. Apparent authority. Authority is the authority that the public assumes you have because the actions of the agent. So if the agent's going to bowling club and passing out business cards for their insurance business, or if grandma is passing out grandkids business cards at church, they're going to assume, people are going to assume they can call the number on that card for insurance help. Assume that you have the authority to act on behalf of what that card says. So that is apparent authority. Based on your actions, people assume you have that authority. Help Me Pass, 4 in a row. Nice job. You're on fire. Express authority. Just joining us, we only have a few more questions left, but if you want to join in on the last couple questions, go to kahoot.it, type in that game pin 250-6648. You can join in on the last few. My name's Steve. I'm one of the instructors here on Melissa's team at the Insurance Exam Queen. Super happy you're here. If you're finding this video helpful, we would love if you'd click like on the video and subscribe to our channel as well. That way you get all the most up-to-date posts, see when we do go live, see when we post other content. Also helps us in the long run too. In addition to you getting our videos fastest, helps everybody. Take it or leave it insurance contract. Take it or leave it insurance contract is a contract of adhesion. A contract of adhesion. The insurance company says, hey, this is the policy we got and how it's written. Take it or leave it. Help Me Pass has an answer streak of 6. Woo! You're doing it. You got this. Teal in second. Pokes in third. Couple more questions left. Let's see how it finishes out. Answer on an insurance application that is true to the best of one's knowledge. So, Danae, this is for life and health and P&C. These are general insurance vocab questions that can show up on both tests. The best way to know if it's going to show up on your test or not is to pull up your state exams content outline for the specific exam you're taking, and it'll break down all the concepts that they like to test on, and you'll see if these words come up. More than likely, they are going to come up on your test under the general insurance that they want you to know for both life and health and P&C. So all 6 of you that answered got this one. That is representation. Nice job. If it's true to the best of your knowledge, representation. You guarantee to be true, warranty. Independent insurance agent. Get the gold. It's the best way to go. Insurance agent that sells insurance products for multiple companies to meet clients' needs is an independent agent, otherwise known as a broker. Jen's making a comeback with 3 in a row. Yazelle, you said, is it worth studying for the P&C too? That all depends on the company you're working for. Like when I worked for New York Life, I had to sign a document that said that, yes, they knew I had the P&C, but I wasn't going to work on P&C at the time. Like I could keep my license active, but I just wasn't going to use it because they wanted me, because I was under a training contract with them. They wanted my full focus on selling life for them and secure and financial products. So I had to sign a document saying, yes, I have the P&C, but I wasn't going to use it. Me having my P&C with them didn't really have any effect on me getting hired or not. They just wanted me to have the life and health. So it all depends. But if you work for an office that allows you to sell both, great, get both. That just makes your license stronger and you're able to sell more. Facts that could lead an insurer not to accept a risk. P&C is property and casualty. Facts that could lead an insurer not to accept a risk is material facts. Material facts. And you also may see it as material misrepresentation. That's when you're changing your answers on an application because you feel your true answer would change the way the insurance company would feel about you and lead them to not accept your risk. So material facts, material misrepresentation is fraud. That is changing your answers because you don't think they're going to like the real answer. Speculative fact is not a thing. Estoppel facts is not a thing. Speculative is a type of risk that means loss or gain. Estoppel is the insurance term. It's a legal purpose that stops someone from taking back rights they've already waived. Two more questions. Intentional act to deceive or mislead the insurer for financial gain or personal gain. intentional act to deceive or mislead an insurer for personal or financial gain. Fraud. Nice job. Danae, you're a broker at 1099 for Medicare. Yeah, that you should be able to still do both. Just make sure the company that you're a broker for allows that. Like your parent aggregate company or whatever. So I don't know your exact situation. Last question. Let's see what happens when a financial state exists in the life, health, or property of the insured donor. That is insurable interest. Insurable interest. When you have a financial state between the life, the health, or the property of something or someone, there is insurable interest there. With insurable interest in life and health, it has to at least exist at the time of application, and only has to exist at the time of application. With P&C, insurable interest must exist both at the time of application and at the time of claim with P&C. Two people said indemnity. Indemnity is when they, in insurance, when they reimburse somebody back to their financial situation before a loss. All right, let's check out the leaderboard. What happened? Oaks third, Teal second, and good job. Three of you bounced back and forth and first, second, third the whole time. That was great. Let me do that. Hopefully. So don't worry about memorizing exact quizzes. Giselle, you said you're going to watch this again to memorize it. The trouble with that then is you were going to memorize the way you see the questions on this video and memorize the 4 answers that went with each of those questions. So yes, do it again. Maybe go to Kahoot.com, make the free account, type Insurance Exam Queen in that search field without spaces, and find this game, Steve's All Lines Vocab number 1. It is one of our public games you can play. But don't overplay it. Do it again, maybe just to get a polish on those definitions. Maybe make a flashcard for each one. This is a great one to do flashcards from because I didn't write any of them as accept questions. So you can make a flashcard for each of these. That would be better than just re-quizzing because you're actually handwriting it then. Take notes from this video, handwrite it. The handwriting aspect will really help implant it into your brain more than just rewatching and trying to learn which of the 1 answers is good out of those 4. Because likely on the test, it's not going to be written the same way and you're not going to be given the same 4, the other 3 incorrect answers with the one that's correct. So you're actually going to do more damage to yourself by just over-quizzing. Use a quiz that you take as a roadmap to then go back and know what to study, instead of just retaking the same quiz and getting a higher score each time because you're memorizing the quiz and getting that false boost of confidence and understanding because you're thinking, oh, wow, I first got a 60 on this quiz. I've taken it 3 times and now I'm getting a 90 or 100. You've not learned the content. you've memorized the quiz. So use it as a roadmap to go back and know what to study. But with this video, they are straight definitions, so make flashcards from it. To go, let's see. Let me do this. So, go to Kahoot.com. You're going to log in. Let's see if it will let me. Okay. So when you log into your free account on Kahoot.com, they're going to try to pitch you. I'm going to screen share it now. They're going to try to pitch you the paid version. You don't need the paid version. So go to this search bar and type Insurance Exam Queen and don't put any spaces. Hit search. And all of our free Kahoots come up. So there's some here for PNC, some here for life and health. And what you'll want to do is find the one that you want to do. Like say we wanted to do the one on contract law. You click on contract law. Contract law is going to be tested on both the PNC and life and health. Double check your state exam content outline to see exactly how much of contract law is. But you can click on play solo and then either do it as flashcards, which I said I don't recommend in most cases, because if the question is written as an accept question, it's not going to make much sense to do as a flashcard. So kind of scratch that. You could do learn, which puts up the question, all 4 answers. There's no like flashiness to it, no points. It's just a virtual quiz. Or you could do it as classic mode, which is just like we played now. It'll actually have you type in your name and pin you up against like 4 fake computer players. And you'll see your points go up and down as you're playing against those computer players. Or you can do it as one of these 3 other games here, which are like just fun, like cell phone games, but with the insurance quiz attached to it. But I recommend doing the learn or the classic mode most. So, and that's how you find them. So, Kahoot.com, type in Insurance Exam Queen without spaces in their search bar, and all of our free public Kahoots come up. Or you can do Gold Plus Live or Platinum, and then join in on live game nights just like this, where we host weekly PNC and life and health games, in addition to Peter and Melissa teaching live insurance content classes weekly. So I hope this was helpful for everybody. Like I said, my name's Steve. I'm one of the instructors here on Melissa's team at the Insurance Exam Queen. If you found this video helpful, please click like and subscribe. It helps us. It helps you get all of our content as soon as we upload it. So look for you to do the look for you in the classes. I will post this one more time in the chat. So this is the Gold First Platinum link. This shows you the benefits of our different tiers of gold. And with our platinum, remember the higher tiers you go, you get all the benefits from the tiers below it. You just get more and more resources the higher you go. Awesome. And remember, don't over quiz yourself. Don't over quiz. Use the quizzes as a roadmap to go back and know what to study. So you're then actually learning the content versus memorizing questions as they're written. So you can be fully ready to see it anyway on the actual exam. Like I said, I hope this was helpful. See you all soon.